Right, let's learn how to do parenting in Blender. Before we start, what is parenting in 3D? So let's make example for as this small cube is going to be a child, and this one is going to be a parent. So what's going to happen is when we move the parents, if the child is move along with the parent, then it's going when the parents move their location, the child will gonna interact the same way. As you can see, this like the child will going to move along with the parent, and the child will just move independently when right. So how to do is select this cube 1 and then hold down shift and select this cube number 2, and right click to parent. We're gonna right click and you're gonna go down to the parent, and we're gonna select the object. So as I said, like when we move the parent, the child will move along the same way as the parents move, and the child will move to somewhere else. When the child is here, when the parents move, parents is going to move their location, and it's going to do the same as before. Also doing a loop. Also when do rotate, either z-axis, y, and also scale is smaller and larger. And I'm gonna make it smaller, and also child will going to be small. If I scale the child and scale this parent, as you can see, it's been scaled, but it's going to look like what you did before. The shortcut for how to parent this object to this child object to the parent object is simply just press Control P, as you show right here. Control P, and it's going to bring up the settings. How are you going to set the parent? And what we are going to use the most is this object and this object keep transform. But so we basically used a lot of keep transform option, so I'm gonna click this, and yeah, and this parented, and this object has been parented to this one, to this parent. So when we duplicate this child objects, and now you have the multiple children's, and we move this parent, and it's going to move the exact same way. You're gonna duplicate this parent. So right now, these children are connected to this parent, and if we just select all these childrens and hold down shift and click this new parent, we're going to like the parent, and just press Control P, and once we click, as you can see, it's going to, these child objects will going to disconnect this one, and it's just and everything is connected to this object. So as you can see, it's not going to interact each other. It's not these childs are not going to interact. So before I demonstrate how these parents are going to work in animation, then I'm just gonna show you, or really show you a quick tutorial how to do from how to apply the main 3D cursor, the object's origin. You see this small dot, and once we rotate, the rotation will interact with where the origins are set. So this is the default, and this is what we're going to do. So the object origin has been applied to these edges right here. So how do we do this? So let me show you. So click this object, hit tab to go edit mode, and make sure you're into this edge select right here. I'm gonna just click this single edge, right, this one. And for a shortcut where to set this 3D cursor, the shortcut is to press Shift S, and you're going to bring up where you're going to set the cursor. So move down here. Here is called the cursor to select, and the 3D cursor is set to these edges, to where is selected. So go back. So go back to the option mode, and go up here. It says object, and you see there's a set origin, and we're going to set the origin to 3D cursor. So what is going to happen is, this dot will going to move here. So let me go back, object, set origin, and origin to 3D cursor. And you can see the cursor has been applied to here. So when we rotate, now the rotation will going to like rotate where the origins are set. So that's tutorial how to set the origin. Let me go back to how to do animation. Okay, so now we have these 3 cubes, all the 3D, and the origins are set to these edges. So I'm gonna parent them one by one. Just click this blue cube, parent this blue cube to this yellow cube. So Control P, keep transform, and click this yellow cube to this gray default cube. So Control P again, object to keep transform. So once we rotate the blue object, and when we begin to rotate this yellow one, as you can see, we're going to interact each other like moving the bones. See, we scale it down, up like this. So this is gonna be really handful when you're doing an animation. So let me undo this. So let's start do keyframing. So since this blue cube has been selected, I'm gonna press I, the shortcut I, and what this is going to do is how you're going to set the keyframe. But so in this demonstration, I'm going to use this rotation, and the rotation is keyframe to 0. I'm gonna move to 15 frames. This 15 frame, I'm gonna rotate the x-axis to 90. Oh, it's a negative 90. Sorry. Press I, rotation. And once we scrub through this timeline, you'll see how the animation is going to behave. So yeah, you can see how it's going to move. I'm gonna set I'm gonna set to negative 180. So it's fully on top of the yellow cube. Keyframe again. So select this yellow cube and keyframe this rotation as well. I'm just gonna move somewhere, and we're gonna move this to negative 90. Keyframe it. I'm just gonna scale it. So when we start play, you'll see, and this is how parent is going to work in animation. So it's really cool. It's really cool, like when doing an animation, I guess. So we made a simple block animation in Blender.